Center, site of the curling competition for 2019 Canada Winter Games. This competition is presented by Shaw, the official telecommunications provider of the 2019 Canada Winter Games. Bienvenue au centre de tournée pour la compétition de curling des Jeux d'hiver du Canada 2019. Cette compétition est présentée par Shaw, fournisseur officiel des services de télécommunications des Jeux d'hiver du Canada 2019. This afternoon's event features men's and women's quarterfinals. Cet après-midi, nous vous présentons l'épreuve des quarts de finale chez les hommes et les femmes. On sheet 7, sur piste 7, Nova Scotia versus Saskatchewan. La Nouvelle-Écosse contre Saskatchewan. On sheet 8, sur piste 8, Newfoundland and Labrador versus New Brunswick. Terre-Neuve et Labrador contre Nouveau-Brunswick. On sheet 10, sur piste 10, Alberta versus Manitoba. Alberta contre Manitoba. And on sheet 11, sur piste 11, Alberta versus New Brunswick. Alberta contre Nouveau-Brunswick. For every gold medal won at the 2019
So welcome back to Canada Winter Games right here, Alberta. Again in the booth. My name is Joel today. Again, the second time today. Dad, old Peter, how are you doing today, Dad? Gonna get started here. Today our featured game in Alberta Games, quarterfinal playoff action. Nerves are high, segments in the air. And Alberta versus Manitoba today. What do you expect of both of these two teams? Nerves are high. Not as many kids talking before the games to each other. It's important to see both the games games like this, it's easy to get ahead of yourself. So you really got to stand in play the best of your abilities is all you can do. Now we're going to welcome Shelly, and she's going to sing my simple Canada. We'll get started here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able, remove your hats, and join Shelly Popovich to sing our national anthem. Mesdames et messieurs, pouvez-vous vous lever, y enlever vos chapeaux et rejoindre Shelly Popovich pour notre hymne national.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Catambra se porte le paix, il se porte la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Fantastic job by Shelly. Getting us started.
The games will commence shortly. You may slide.
Good afternoon, curling fans, and welcome to the Canada Winter Games curling playoffs here at the Piterney Center in Red Deer. It's Brad Hamilton with Andrew Jones again, and we have the quarterfinal game between Alberta and New Brunswick in the women's division.
Yeah, it should be an exciting game here. Both these teams have played each other, and they're good to go. Alberta gets a hammer and choice of stones because they come in ranked 3rd. So we'll see Alberta having the hammer here in the first end, and I believe they have chosen the yellow stones on this sheet. So New Brunswick will be up first.
So we've got 4 quarterfinal games going today. We've got Saskatchewan and Nova Scotia on sheet 7 in the women's division. Sheet 8 has Newfoundland and Labrador versus New Brunswick in the men's. Sheet 10 is Alberta versus Manitoba in the men's division. And our game, Alberta versus New Brunswick in the women's division. We've had the pleasure of watching both of these teams on our webcast, so kind of familiar with both the teams. This should be a really good game.
Yeah, we'll run through introducing the teams again. They're starting to get pretty familiar with them. With Team Alberta, we have Skip, Julie Bakos. We have 3rd, Quinn Perdaniak. 2nd, Alyssa Nedowin. And lead, Juliana McKenzie.
New Brunswick is Skip, Erica Clough. 3rd, Ashley Cormier. 2nd, Deanna McDonald. And the lead is Rachel Brewer. And Rachel Brewer just threw her first stone into the forefoot, got a piece of the button there, and it looks like Alberta's going to try and hit and roll to the wings.
Yeah, that's a pretty common play we've been seeing here throughout the week, is bringing that first one in and playing this end nice and clean. Both teams wanting to figure this ice out as quick as they can.
So Alberta finished 3rd in the round robin, and New Brunswick finished 6th, so that's why they're meeting this afternoon. The top 2 teams, which would be Ontario and Manitoba, both get byes to the semifinals in the women's division. So nice shot by Alberta. Get rid of that rock and roll to the wings.
Yep, make New Brunswick play out in the side early.
Rachel's second rock here. Talked to both teams before the game. They seemed pretty loose before. They were pretty willing to have a little chat with us and give us a little more information than their bios had. So going hard on this one. This one's curling hard, but it looks like it's got enough to take it out, and he's going to roll out of the rings.
Yeah, just rolls out the back there, so Alberta will likely put up the corner. It's a kind of a free one for them.
Never know in this first end in the playoff game like this, they might have gone in, try to keep it real simple and play for the blank, but
looks like they want to get into it quick with them and have a few rocks in play. So McKenzie, yeah, throwing that one. Looks like it's good. Super's just giving it kind of a heavy clean, backing off now.
See nice curl off the center line here, so
gonna come in play here, but that's okay. They're probably fine with that outcome. Hands going up, high fives.
New Brunswick's gonna play the intern hit with Deanna McDonald. Deanna wanted us to say hi to older brother Dylan. He's a 3-time provincial champ, so hopefully Dylan's watching back in New Brunswick or wherever he is today.
So we'll see the hit here. New Brunswick's going to be pretty familiar with the sheet. They were just on here this morning, so they're going to kind of have a little edge on Alberta, but Alberta's played on here too, so familiar with the ice and should go easy. So Alberta second, Alyssa Nedowin. I'm sure a lot of curling fans are familiar with that name with her parents. She did want me to kind of poke a little fun at her mother. She told us all that she can actually throw a takeout harder than her mother can. Throwing a 6-second rock, that's really moving. So good for Alyssa there, and throwing the hit here. Super's on it early. Looks like she's got a good one.
Gonna hit and roll to the side. Looks like she might roll out.
Made it go away though.
I'm guessing both teams aren't going to be too upset with an open end here. Get the nerves out of the way. Both teams had a reasonably stress-free game. They knew they were in the playoffs. It was just a matter of where they were going to get fit position-wise. So a little less stress this morning, but now it's a win or you don't move on. So
yeah, so they'll be playing hard for the wins here.
Deanna's second rock here, looking to go top 4, throwing the intern. We've been on this sheet. This is game 6 for us here, and this tends to be the straighter side of the sheet. With draw weight, you do get the curl, but up weight, it tends to run a little bit straighter on this side of the sheet.
Yeah, sticking around there in the back, so Alberta will just play the nice easy hit to get rid of it and try to stick the shooter.
Both teams have played on this sheet, so shouldn't be any advantage to one team versus the other. There's no secrets on this sheet, I don't think. So.
This is the side we see curl a little bit more, so it should curl up nice. Get in the directional to just finish it up. Gonna roll out here. That was a quick rock.
I think New Brunswick will get Ashley Cormier to replace that rock somewhere around top 4 ideally. Looks like all 4 sheets have decided a nice open first end is the way to go.
Yeah, looking very similar across all the sheets here.
This morning we had some wild first ends, but it looks like playoff pressure has talked everybody into going a little clean to start with. I'm sure we'll see a little more action once we get into the second end here. This one's looking maybe a little bit light.
Yeah, probably going to come up as a guard. Should finish up close to the center line, but really good drag by the Supers. They're actually going to get this one. I think they got that one in. Good throw. That one is definitely in, yep. It's been way nicer having the camera back today. We can actually see where some of these stones end up on the far end.
Good crowd here. They actually moved the bleachers. Bleachers were on sheet 1 and 12 at the Pitt-Herney Center, but they've moved the bleachers from sheet 1 to sheet 6, so we've got turned it into a 5-sheet curling rink, and we're using 4 of the sheets here. The fans are nice and close.
Yeah, there'll be lots of noise out there. I imagine the one tonight will be even more packed with the semifinal action taking place. So
Alberta noses that guard, so New Brunswick's going to try to go around it. Good chance to potentially force or steal here with a good bury here. Ashley Cormier's second rock. Looks like it's curling hard. This is the side we've seen a little bit more curl on, so get it by. It should bury as long as the weight's right. It's by. This is going to bury nicely.
That's a very nice shot. Yeah, that's going to be dead buried.
Dead buried above the tee line.
Forcing Alberta to play the run at it. Not taking very much ice, anticipating it to run pretty straight. This is Quinn's second one.
Some of the other sports are done already, I think, so we're starting to see some athletes from other sports show up in their provincial jackets. This is that side. You throw a little extra weight, it tends to run a little straighter, so she's just going to take the guard. Might be a bonus here if she can stay in. She probably forces New Brunswick to hit.
Rolls out.
Rolls too far.
So I'm guessing we'll see New Brunswick either replace the guard, and I think that's what the plan is. That ice. Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like skip Erica Clough will throw the out-turn guard here.
All right, lining up here, ready to go. You can see those little bit of first end nerves out there. Everyone's taking that extra second in the hack to make sure they're lining up good.
Great chance to get draw weight early here. Even just throwing a guard gives you a real good idea. She looks like it might be a tiny bit heavy.
Yeah.
Hasn't cut the curl yet, so.
This is looking like it's almost full tee line, if not even heavier than that. Yeah, it's just going to slide through here.
Gives Alberta a chance to hit that one. They'll like to hit and stick on this one.
Keeps the blank in play for Alberta.
Yeah, probably Alberta's goal going in was try and get a blank here and
yeah, this is a
carry the hammer to that even end.
Skip Julia Bakos. Delivering her first.
Just going with that out turn. That out turn seems to run a little truer. You get some nice easy curl and don't have to, a little bit more forgiving than the in turn has been.
Yeah,
so
we can already see it curling up nice off the line. She's already looking like she's got to nose. Super's just finishing it up a little bit. And yeah, right on the nose. Good throw.
New Brunswick is going to play that the inside out in turn. Going to want to hit and stick here, at least make Alberta work for that blank a little bit. So
choosing to take this straighter out turn. In turn, sorry.
Just waiting for it to curl up here. She threw a nice quiet weight. It's got about half, 2/3 of a stone. She should stick.
Yep.
Yep. So going to force Alberta to play the peel here. She's going to go throw that out turn again. She just threw that. She's got the long roll this way, but she just threw this turn. So
yeah, I think if you're not sure what the other side's going to do and you know you get a little bit of curl on this side, it's a smart play to play down here. Looks like the rock's moving pretty good.
Pretty big weight here.
Gonna
She's
play
got
this
a long
the
way
thin
to
way.
roll. She's got a curl to catch a piece. Looks
She's
like
got a
she's
piece.
got it. Real nice throw by Julia there.
Nice blank. So Alberta will take the hammer going into second, and we'll be no score in this game yet. Just an update on the other games. The Nova Scotia women scored 1 in the first end to be up 1-0 over Saskatchewan. There was a blank end in the New Brunswick-Newfoundland men's game, and the Alberta-Manitoba, they're finishing up with their last rock, and Alberta is forced to take one here. They're throwing their last hit. And that is a score of 1 for Alberta. So Alberta will take the lead against Manitoba 1-0.
So pretty low scoring to start. We'll see a little more action.
So calling this one tight. Yep, looking like it's going to be a bit more aggressive of an end for New Brunswick here. Sweeper's just dragging this to the center line. It's pretty important when you're throwing that center guard to make sure you get the rock at least touching the center line. So she over-curled a little bit.
Nice tight guard there too. If Alberta happens to get one behind it, New Brunswick could always play the run back. So
yeah, it's a very close rock to run. Generally, it's a foot out of the house is never a bad spot to beat.
Alberta's going behind this with lead stones here. This again is the side of the sheet that we've seen a little bit more curl on, so don't have to skinny the guard and can still get buried. This one looks like it's pretty good line. Sweepers have kind of been
Sweepers held that one a long way.
Yeah, a little bit heavy. I'm just going to go to slide to the back 4. Lead Rachel Brewer for New Brunswick will try to follow that one around, probably freeze on it or sit top of the button.
Yeah, a freeze here by New Brunswick would be a good way to shrink the scoring area early and set up possibly even a steal.
Rachel and most of the team have been to the 2018 U18 Canadian Championships. They finished 5th there, so have some experience with this national level and playing some of these teams. Who knows, they've probably played each other somewhere along the way. Pretty decent shot by Rachel there. She's shot rock and on a pretty good angle.
Yeah, so we'll see Alberta try to play down to it. Maybe try to leave it a little bit higher than the tee line. They probably don't want to freeze right down to the rock. And just getting the signal from the sweepers. It's maybe a little heavy, so.
Starting to break now, so I would think it'll make it to the.
It's going to hit
definitely a little heavy, though. It's probably going to bounce off and leave the blue rock frozen, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. Did stick the shooter in the.
New Brunswick going hard. And
just to stick it in the back there, so New Brunswick is probably more than happy to lob another one on here.
Erica will get Deanna to, same thing, in turn, come around. Probably happier sitting top 4 with this one.
Yeah, you don't need to quite dead freeze it. Just get a piece buried behind the guard there.
Sweepers are not real eager to get on this one. It's hanging outside right now. Directional sweeper going on it hard. Looks like they're going to end up frozen here, which is also a real good shot.
That's a pretty good angle to freeze it on too.
Scoring zone has gotten a lot smaller for Alberta.
Yeah, Baco's realizing that one pretty quick and hopping up there to peel the guard.
Yeah, it's early in the end. Make New Brunswick replace that guard a few times, I think, until you get a better shot at that. They might be running this back into the pack.
Ooh.
Oh, just missed it, and
it's a good shot.
Clipped the yellow one that was at the back of the 12 out. So.
Well, Alyssa wasn't kidding. She can throw the heavy weight there.
Yeah. New Brunswick will try to replace that center guard. Deanna will try to almost put that right back where it was.
Yeah, they can even maybe make it a little better now and choke that in-turn path a little bit.
This one's all about line.
Coming in a little heavy here.
Yeah, I think you'd like to keep this as...
decided to bring it in deeper and try to maybe lock it. And
I think ideally you wanted that separation as far as possible. Keep Alberta out of the house and make that run back harder. Don't think there's a triple here. I don't think that back blue's going too far.
Yeah, I think you're just going to be happy to kind of get rid of the 2 and maybe leave your shooter around somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's probably not a bad idea. Nose that front one and leave your rock in front of that blue that stays there.
Yeah, I think that's all they're calling here too.
I think Alberta would take that after the... Gee, I wish I had my stopwatch on that one. This one's moving.
It is flying.
That might have been one of those 6-second ones.
Whoa.
Great job. 3 rocks go flying.
Really good throw.
Yeah. One thing to throw them that hard, but to throw it that accurate as well is pretty good.
Yeah. It's going to be scary in a couple years.
Yeah.
Alyssa's only 13.
It's a shot that is not in my bag of shots, I'll have to say.
The heavy peel,
the 6-second peel. New Brunswick's going to just try and hit and stick out wide here, try to get that force on again. This one's running a little straight, but probably going to roll out. We're back to potential blank scenario here, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick that end turned around. One good shot there, and it switches everything up. It was looking like a New Brunswick steal there for a little while, and blanks back in play, and they're probably okay with even rolling this one a little bit to the left.
Quick line call here. She must have started a little tight, but
Doesn't look
sweepers
bad.
have done a good job holding it. It's going to sit right there, so.
Roll a little bit.
I think we'll be trading rocks the rest of the end. Someone might eventually try to roll behind that corner. It's a tough roll. There's not much ring left over there.
Yeah. Maybe rolling just to almost to roll it out.
So on the men's side of things, Ontario and BC have the 1-2 spots, the bye to the semifinal, and then the women's, it's Ontario and Manitoba that are resting, scouting, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen them here yet, but I imagine they're around somewhere watching to see who gets their who they'll be playing later. You never know, they might be back in the hotel room or not the athlete village getting a little rest.
Alberta's trying to hit this rock here. Again, sweepers are trying to hold it. Once you get off that center line, we've seen some pretty good curl. They're going to hit and roll out here with Quinn's last rock. So looks like New Brunswick is contemplating trying to tuck something behind that corner guard. Not a bad call. Even if you tuck something, it makes it hard for Alberta to blank the end. Or?
Yeah. I think they maybe even talked about peeling it a little bit, but I don't think that rock is in any real danger zone for them to have to worry about. So they're going to play around here and hopefully get some sort of maybe a force on.
Yeah, the only potential danger, I guess, is you leave it open. It's a short roll, but
yeah,
I think they're okay forcing things a little bit here rather than just giving Alberta another blank. You start to make the game awfully short when you start blanking 2 and 3 ends. So.
Yeah. This one's looking maybe a little bit heavy.
Yeah, this one looks like it's going to slide through, I think. So I'm going to guess Alberta will play the same shot, try to get around that corner guard.
Taking quite a bit less ice than the New Brunswick team, so.
Hopefully the audio is good for you guys. We're right next to the VIP lounge, which is awfully full right now and getting a little rowdy as we go on. So. I think our voices come through louder than most of them, so hopefully
you just
it's
get
okay.
The background of them maybe, but yeah, they're going to get pretty loud here. I think we got a lot of Alberta fans in the house today, so cheering on the home team. This
is Julia's first rock here. She's trying to go around that corner. They're probably going to be a little more willing to scare that guard on the way by, whereas looked like New Brunswick took plenty of ice.
Getting a little heavy call from the sweepers as well. This one is sliding pretty good. I think it's going to poke out.
Just out the back.
Really close, though. It's not an easy spot to draw to. You're basically drawn there to just catch a piece of the ring.
I think she had the right line. She's fully buried if you walked that up.
Yep.
6 feet. Same from Erica here. She's going to go around, try to get buried here and get the force on.
Quite a few blank ends here. Update on a couple scores. The New Brunswick and Newfoundland men, another blank there, so that's still a nothing game. Saskatchewan on sheet 7 is going to go for the blank, throwing this one through the house to carry over the hammer and have Nova Scotia up 1-0. And Manitoba looking for the blank on sheet 10 as well.
Oh, there's another rock in the back.
Yeah. Never mind, Alberta's getting the force on. My apologies. Nice shot here. Good draw weight on our sheet. Ooh.
Trick shot on sheet 10 beside us. He ticked the guard and then still made the double.
I think we might have to make a new name for that one, the rub double. The tick double.
Yeah. Those are tough to call.
Yeah.
Good job by New Brunswick there. Erica's got a little bit of this buried, so going to make Julia's blank here a little harder than it was the last end. Just through the intern draw here, so should have a pretty good idea of the ice.
Yeah, we should see some curl here. Playing for the blank here.
Sweepers are on it now, so she's
it's
probably
really
got a
curling.
piece. It's a long roll to roll out, so she's throwing pretty good weight. Looks like it's gonna stick around for one, so that's the right way to play it.
Score a 1 for Alberta. They'll go up 1-0 over New Brunswick, and yeah, they're okay with scoring in that even end, and they'll be playing hard for the force now in 3.
Be interesting to watch now. We watched New Brunswick earlier today when they had Hammer. They were probably one of the more aggressive teams I think we've seen this week with Hammer. So
yeah,
we'll see how hard they go at it this end here. Stands are pretty full on our right next to our sheet 11, and they're, I don't know, half, 2/3 full.
So Manitoba, is gonna blank there, so that'll leave Alberta up 1-0 on sheet 10, our other feature sheet. So a lot of close games out there. We've had a combined total of all the games of only 3 points scored in the first 3 ends of each game, or 2 ends of each game.
A little bit different than some of the round robin games. We saw a few 3s and the odd 4 out there, but
these teams are all pretty close in skill level, so they're not going to give each other chances very often.
Alberta's called top 8, top 4 here. Really interested to see how New Brunswick plays this, if this goes there. This morning they were throwing the corner guard. This one's gonna be top 12.
Yep.
Most teams have a danger area here where they like to hit the rock or not hit the rock. Some, if it's in the forfeit, consider that too dangerous and will hit. But as expected, New Brunswick's going to throw the corner guard here.
Yeah, this is kind of what we were seeing out of them all morning. They aren't afraid to get some rocks in play.
They seem really comfortable with their draw weight, so it's a little easier to take chances if you're comfortable with your draw weight, knowing you can make it at the end if you're in a bit of trouble.
Speaks to the confidence they have in each other too. They're all really confident they can put that rock where they need to.
This one's looking good. Looks like it should stop short. No, probably going to slide in, I think.
Yep, just slide into the full 12.
It's funny how one rock can change the complexion of an end. That corner guard goes up. We see lots of offense. Now Alberta will hit this with Juliana's second rock here, and we could be headed for a wide open end. She can hit and stick this. Early weight call is heavy.
I think the line looks pretty good.
Line looks pretty good. Looks like she's going to hit and nose roll. Yeah, so
a little outside roll, but I think that kind of puts the force on for Alberta. They're going to try to force New Brunswick to make a good one here.
Yeah, New Brunswick's going to get rid of that. The danger rock is that one in the center for them, so I think they're just hitting and rolling into that one on the side. I don't think they called the double, but
yeah, I think they're just trying to group them a little bit over in that wing.
This is Rachel's intern here. Can be the straight side, but
playing a pretty nice weight at this.
We noticed that this morning with New Brunswick too. They had really good command of that quieter
nice
takeout weight. So real good job grouping the stones over on the side of the sheet there.
I guess you could have got the double if you threw a, but that's a good call, just trying to get that rock over there.
Tough for Alberta to go for too hard of a roll to the center here. You do risk clicking that yellow stone on the side. Quick call is to go hard. Seems to be curling a little bit. This one's curling hard.
It's going to touch that yellow, I believe, and that's just going to clear the house out.
Yeah, I think everything's gone. Well, I'm going to vote for a center guard here, or a corner guard, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Not making too many bets this game. I already had to buy lunch today. So this is Deanna McDonald throwing up the corner guard here.
Sweepers just kind of sticking with this one, not doing anything too crazy with it yet. They probably want this one out of the rings.
Most of these teams do a real good job of the one sweeper doing the clean and the other one keeping an eye on the weight.
Yeah, that's a good place for that rock.
Lots of times you'll see sweepers, both of them bury their heads and not really paying attention to the weight. But we've noticed here, I think the one thing we have noticed is how good the sweeping is. So
yeah, it's been phenomenal. So just calling the straight peel here. Make the rock go away.
This one needs to curl.
It's trying to. Ooh.
This goes by and is going to leave a corner guard for New Brunswick to try to go around with Deanna McDonald's second rock here. So she just threw that guard. So 4 to 6 feet more weight should be pretty good here. They probably have a real good idea of the line. Action is starting to heat up on some of the other sheets. The Newfoundland and Labrador men versus New Brunswick, I think, have 8 of 9 rocks thrown in play. So
yeah, I don't think we're going to see a blank end here.
There's a blank there, yeah.
And in any of our other sheets, I'd be pretty surprised to see a blank end.
Real nice rock by Deanna. She's got that rock half to 2/3 buried behind that corner. Alberta is choosing to play the run back on this.
That'll be Quinn's first stone. I've seen this Alberta team. They're not afraid to throw that big weight run back.
Yeah, it seems pretty easy. Just nice leg drive, smooth delivery.
On this one a little early. Now backing off. It looks close. I think they're going to be pretty happy with the outcome of this one.
Yeah, I think it's there.
Nice shot.
Great shot by Quinn. She's left the corner guard, but it's further out into the wings, so great throw. So Ashley Cormier is going to try and go around that corner guard.
High fives from Team Alberta out there. They're pretty excited about that one. That's a nice save by Quinn.
Those shots look just as easy here as they do on TV.
I know. Makes you wonder how good the TV shots are going to look in a couple years.
This one's got starting to catch the curl here.
It should.
If they get it to the tee line, I think it's going to be pretty good.
I think they got the weight there too. They're really going to drag this.
Noticed a couple of times Erica's jumped out to help with the sweeping. We're getting to the end of the week. Some of those sweeping arms might be getting a little bit sore.
Yeah, I'm sure they're appreciating the skip hop out there to help. So,
go ahead.
Yeah, especially when they know it's by that guard.
Yeah, and Erica was on the right side to carve that rock in behind the guard. It looked like Alberta was signaling that it's about half buried. Got some ice issues on sheet 8. I don't know if we've got a drip or something. I don't think it's that warm out, so.
Yeah, I don't know if there'll be any. It's minus 32 here with the wind chill today, so shouldn't be any. Alberta just getting a little wide on that one, so didn't want to curl up for him.
So all of a sudden, New Brunswick's got a chance to split the house to get their deuce here. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Both teams on sheet 8, Newfoundland, Labrador, and New Brunswick are looking at a spot or a spots there. I don't know if they
looks like they might be
didn't call the ice maker out, so I don't know if it was a self-inflicted issue with the ice or what. Looks like they're going to keep playing. So our game, New Brunswick, they're going hard to get this one into the house, trying to even up the rocks so there's no double.
Done a really good job of that. They have not left a double.
Real good job by the sweepers. Julia doesn't waste a lot of time, just plunks that broom in the middle of the rock. I'm Guessing this one will be moving too. She's probably going to try and hit and roll at least towards that rock that's buried.
Yeah, I'll probably try to get it somewhere in the 8 foot out there, I would imagine.
I think she's throwing the out turn here. Out turn with some big weight should run pretty straight here.
Looks close.
No sweeping yet. Looks like she's got nose, slight inside roll.
I think she's got actually a pretty good roll.
Yeah, right to the center line.
Nice throw.
Just want to be patient there and try and roll that rock closer to that other blue, make the double easier on the next one.
Yeah.
And New Brunswick's going to try and do the opposite here and try and roll back out to the wings.
Yeah, if New Brunswick were ever to nose this one, they might set up the double, so they're going to, yeah, like Brad said, try to roll it out to the wing.
So this is Erica's out turn coming here in her first stone. They like to throw this nice control weight. Sweepers can maneuver the rock. Sweepers are on it early. This one's curling. We're looking at nose or maybe a roll towards that blue one.
Definitely getting a roll. They have grouped those stones together. I think that's a pretty easy double. You hit that blue just a little bit on the outside of the nose, you probably get it. They might want to.
Tough call for the third there when you're trying to roll the other way to switch and go, hey, let's try and roll under that corner guard. Yeah, I think just half a rock probably makes them all go away.
Yeah, I would agree. Just a nice, easy normal, I would expect. I don't think they need to throw any crazy weight.
Alberta's thrown a few rocks here, so they should have a pretty good idea of what this rock does.
Looks pretty close.
Quick no, and then still a quick no.
I think they've got it.
I think they've got it. Good throw by Julia. Everything's going to roll out, and we'll
very nice shot by
head for a blank on the third end here. And New Brunswick will play the fourth with hammer, down 1-0.
Yeah, and that's New Brunswick's probably not too upset about that. They're going to take the hammer into even ends, and
Erica's throwing the in-turn, probably with what she would throw for takeout weight here. They haven't, I don't think they've played a shot this way, so don't waste this rock. Get some information out of it. Yep,
they got the curl figured out in that spot now. They'll throw that in the memory bank and use it a little later.
So, and kind of flipped back and forth there. Who had control, who didn't, and we end up with a couple of really good shots that resulted in a blank.
Yeah, a couple notable ones is the run back by third, Quinn Perdaniak. That was a
big shot.
Big shot, and a couple other good ones by Skip Julia Bakos there to keep Alberta's blank attempt alive. It was looking like New Brunswick was maybe going to get set up the multiple points there pretty early, and nice shots by New Brunswick too to keep that game close and tight.
Yeah, Julia's first might have been the most important one, was the little roll towards that other one, just making New Brunswick's life a little more difficult there.
Yeah, set up the whole rest of the end.
Our game's just flying along here. We're starting our fourth end. The other three sheets still haven't finished up three, so
it's looking like three's been a bit of a gong show on the other sheets. There's a lot of rocks in play.
A lot of rocks in play on sheets 7 and 8. It will be interesting to see how.
Some interesting curling, that's for sure.
Alberta throws the center guard with Juliana's first rock here, touching the center line.
Good place for that. We'll try to get some updates here from the other sheets. Looks like Nova Scotia just made a beautiful one on our 7th sheet there.
they were in a bit of trouble, so that was an important shot there. New Brunswick's going to draw around in turn here with Rachel Brewer to probably go in top 4, top 8. This is the side we've seen a little bit of curl on, so.
Yeah, tight sweepers sticking close to it. I think they still got to make it move a little bit, but they're aware of that, and now it's breaking hard. This is looking really good.
Buried, biting the top 4, fully buried.
Very nice shot.
Julia will get Juliana here to follow her down, freeze on the corner of that.
Yeah, just park this one right on the corner and you'll be sitting pretty good to make a play at it later.
Line looks pretty good, very similar to New Brunswick's.
It's okay if it's a little wider.
Might be a little, Supers are gonna have to go hard to get this frozen, I think. It's a real good spot though.
Yeah, it's still a little bit of it open, so if you ever have to make a play on it, they can. Thinking
Nova Scotia fans are going crazy, so I'm going to guess there was a steal on sheet 7.
We'll find out pretty quick here.
Pretty good contingent of blue Nova Scotia jackets over there. I think in our game, New Brunswick, Rachel Brewer's going to, same thing, come around this way, probably corner freeze on that rock that Alberta just threw.
Couple updates on some scores. It was a steal of 1 for Nova Scotia, so that they'll lead 2-0 and going into the 4th. A big end by Newfoundland in N3. They took 4, so they lead the New Brunswick men 4-0. And yeah, back to our game, and we'll have the Alberta update here hopefully shortly.
Those 2 blanks were worth it on the Newfoundland and Labrador game. They blanked 2 ends to get a 4. That's worth it.
Yeah. And update on 10, Manitoba got 1, so they're tied 1-1 going into 4.
Our game here, New Brunswick came up a little bit light, but blocked that path off, so Alberta's running up to rip the guard.
Pretty nice rip.
They jam it on the blue on the side, so.
Opened it up a little for them, but at least it's their rock up there now too if they ever have to run it.
And they're kind of could force New Brunswick into throwing a center guard if they wanted to protect that, but you don't really want to do that when you have hammers. So
yeah,
looks like New Brunswick's going to play a quiet hit and roll here, try and separate the house again. This is Deanna's first rock.
Yeah, they've had some pretty good weight control success. They just throw that nice quiet takeout weight. This one's
there it goes,
curling up nice for them. They do
have to go hard on this one, I think.
I think they're okay.
Yeah, good job sweeping.
Nice shot.
Just enough to push it to the back 12.
And New Brunswick will be lying the 2.
Looks like Julia's going to get Alyssa to throw the double here.
Try to avoid the jam.
Chance the double jams, but depends how you hit it, whether it does or not.
I think they're going to try to go across the top.
Across the top.
That's probably the least likely chance to have the jam. This is that straight spot, so Super's on it early. Nice
Great
shot.
job. She does hit it across the top, and it goes out easy.
A 7-7
That's what
rock.
happens when you throw 7-7. Those rocks tend to go out easy.
Yeah, that was well thrown. Throwing that weight that accurate, it's not easy to do.
Try to keep patient if you're New Brunswick here. Just you got a corner guard, and there's something at the back for it to be jammed on. So just get Deanna here to go around that corner, get it buried. Keep forcing Alberta into tough shots here. This one's running a little straight right now. Hasn't quite caught the curl. Looks like it's starting to go now. Sweepers are pretty close to it. The weight must be fairly close. Looks a little heavy.
Maybe back 4.
Going hard to make it curl to get something buried.
And just slipping a little bit behind the tee line. Alberta, I think, is checking to see how much of that rock they have shown. I think almost all of it was. Maybe a little bit buried.
They were thinking about control. I think they've gone to hack now, it looked like.
Yeah, just make a curl and
just want to avoid the jam at the back. This is almost, I think they're hoping to skinny that guard and almost get as close to nose as they can. This one's running a little straight at the moment. No sweeping yet. Real skinny might go across the top. Oh, no. That one just ran that center line the whole way down.
yeah, we really see the break when it crosses center, and if it has a little bit of extra weight, it doesn't really want to get across it.
I'm going to guess that was maybe a little heavier than they wanted if they were throwing hack, I think.
Yeah, it looked a little closer to the board end of the weight scale.
Ashley Cormier is going to go around this corner guard and probably try and hopefully get a little more buried than that one that's in there already, and that would give protection to both of those rocks. This one's hanging out there too right now.
Looks like that pass maybe quickening up a little bit for him. And
Put that in a spot where there's probably a double for Quinn here.
Might jam it.
I think it goes across.
I think it goes over top, but
yeah. Depends how she hits it again.
we're just pretty good at throwing that big weight. This looks pretty close.
This one curled a tiny bit on them.
I think they got it.
Yep, right across the top, and did not lose the
very
back
nice
yellow
shot.
one. So
Very nice shot by third, Quinn there.
still an opportunity here for New Brunswick. Throw that quiet hit. Try to roll behind that corner guard. A little surprised we're coming with the intern here. Just
Seen a lot of rocks down that out turn,
Yeah.
so.
just needs to curl to stay here, I think. It's
It's
gonna
curling up by the guard. Ooh. I'm a little surprised that didn't curl up more. It tends to be the curlier path.
Might have been a little more weight than we're used to seeing New Brunswick throw there. So
Yeah, they threw that one. It's probably close to control.
yeah. So Julie is going to try and go around that corner guard. It's guarding a good chunk of the forefoot, so if she can get one in here, the force is definitely on, and you're almost starting to think steel here.
Yeah. Looks like we have some more fans showing up.
Don't know if Julie has thrown a draw yet, so this is a good time for her to
Find that draw
get a
weight.
feel for draw weight. Sweepers are calling heavy right now, but it doesn't look too bad. Still heavy call on the weight.
Looks like it's coming down nice. Sweeper's definitely sticking close with it. Gonna be above tee.
Yeah, and I would say it's edge to edge. You got to throw real quiet weight to get that inside roll. So Erica Clough's first rock here. She'll throw that quiet out turn hit. I don't know if they called, it almost looks like hack weight kind of ice, I think.
Yeah, just a nice, easy hack. Taking that time in the hack to set up and get that pre-shot routine done. I think a lot of the curlers here are aware of that, making sure they do the same thing every time to make things nice and easy for them.
It's a pretty big shot. New Brunswick wouldn't be too disappointed if they had to take one here, but This is running a little straight at the moment.
Got a little wide here.
Yeah. Her weight's pretty quiet, but I don't know if it's going to come quite enough.
Just hasn't hit that center line break yet.
Looks like this is going to slide back. And real good chance here for Alberta to put a lot of pressure on the New Brunswick's last stone.
Yeah, I like that call, bringing it in. They've already shrunk the scoring area pretty good, so if they park this one top 12, just kind of took a little piece underneath that guard, the force is definitely on already, so that just solidifies it.
Yeah, at worst, she's probably going to leave part of the button.
Yep.
Which most skips aren't real excited about having to draw to.
Yeah, they're gonna be okay leaving the draw to the pin for their one, I think.
Yeah. She could sit right top 12, right on the center line, and make New Brunswick's shot real difficult, but looks like that's where she's kind of go. She looks like she's top 8. Is that where Quinn's got her broom there? Or?
Yeah, just maybe grab a piece of the top 8. Looks like it might be a touch heavy, so they... Oh, it looks pretty close.
Kind of like leaving this one higher than that back one, so if you do play the double, you're not shot, which that's pretty good.
That's a very good rock.
I don't think you play the double, you don't get shot, and she's guarded the one on the forefoot and part of the button, so real good rock placement by Alberta there.
I think they forced New Brunswick to the draw here.
They have to.
At the very least, you come up full 8 and you might only give up the one, so keeps it a 2-point game.
It's looking like she's thinking about making the double, and
it might be there. It might just be there. It's really close. So
let's see if you or does she think the triple's there?
You got to cross nose a little bit to get the triple.
There's probably a chance if you play the double across the face, you might roll for shot.
I think they're thinking. I think that's what their thought process is. So they're gonna give her a try.
This game seems to just be rolling along. I can't believe this is the end of the fourth. After this here, we're half done already.
Yeah. Haven't even been out there an hour yet.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing about the shot clocks. It keeps everyone rolling, and
Ice staff is all ready to give the ice a little sweep in between fourth and the fifth end. So
got it ready to go for them.
Big shot here.
Just with the way that line is, I think they're trying to cross nose.
Erica's throwing big weight. Going hard on the sweep here.
Oh, I think they're close.
And I think she did roll for shot.
She did roll for shot.
Great shot.
Great shot. That'll make it a 1-1 game. Very nice shot there by
It's got to feel good going into the fourth end break to make a big shot like that. So great game going here. We're 1-1 after 4 ends. Teams are making some great shots. Throwing 6-7 second peels at us here. So
yeah, we're in for an exciting rest of the game, and we'll be back here in a couple minutes. So we'll see you after the break.
All right, our fourth end break is over, so moving on to the second half of the game here. So we're tied 1-1. It's been a real good game. It hasn't felt like a 1-1 game, to be honest. Both teams have had chances, and
lots of great shots being made.
yeah, and it seems the team without Hammer makes a great shot to limit the other team to one, although Erica just made a pistol there. Again, she's in the running, I think, for shot of the week there with that double and roll for
she made another one earlier today. Yeah, it's two very nice doubles we've seen her make.
Yeah, she seems to like those tough ones. So fifth end here, tied 1-1. Alberta's got the hammer, and New Brunswick throws the midway center guard, and Alberta's going to go around it with Juliana's first rock.
Give you a quick update on the scores on the other sheets. The Nova Scotia women are up 3-0 on Saskatchewan, and the Newfoundland men are up 5-0 on New Brunswick, and the Alberta men and Manitoba men, we're just waiting for the fourth end score to put up. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think it was a blank.
I think Alberta men got one. I think it's 2-1 Alberta.
2-1 Alberta. And we're tied on our sheet for those people just joining us, with Alberta having the hammer. Just heard from our other announcer there, it is 2-1 for Alberta on the men's sheet there. So
Alberta just slips behind the tee line on their draw around that center guard. So Rachel Brewer will try to tuck one in there. Top four, top button.
I think we might have a couple nervous parents here. They've broken into some other stuff.
Yeah, I think it's almost easier on the players out there throwing than
being a coach or a parent. It can be stressful.
Yep. It's tougher when you can't throw the rock. Great shot by Rachel there. She's tucked around and sitting right on the button. Looks like Alberta could probably come down and just move that, maybe half a rock, and they'd be sitting shot rocks. So looks like we're headed for a little bit of a messier end than we've seen so far.
Yeah, they're probably looking to almost play that exact same weight they just threw, I would imagine. And
this one's tracking so far. It's caught the curl now. There it goes.
Yeah, it hit that break point, and it just still needs to curl up a little bit for them, but they are going to catch a piece. It was maybe about a back 12 weight.
Yeah, I think so. This didn't seem to curl as hard as the other ones. Maybe that extra couple of feet of weight held it straighter for a little bit longer. New Brunswick's going to go right on top of that one they've got there sitting on the button. So Deanna McDonald throwing the out turn here. Throw the right weight on this side. There is nice curl. Probably the tolerance here is to be a little on the light side. Sitting top 12, top 8 as long as you're buried here is pretty good. This one's starting to curl already.
Yeah, this one's hit the curl a little earlier, so it's definitely going to get full buried.
Sweepers are going hard on it here. Looks like they're going to drag it right there.
They're going to keep going with it.
Top 4.
And that is almost completely buried. There might be
I can see a sliver, but I'm at a different angle than Andrew, so.
Yeah, hop up here to throw the peel and open things up. And
yeah, New Brunswick's sitting 2, so get rid of that center guard and make New Brunswick keep putting it back. Looks like the easy peel here.
Very nice peel there. Alberta seems to have no problem throwing that big weight. So
New Brunswick's going to throw the center guard here.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty happy with the setup of this end so far. Most of their rocks are above the tee, and they got some catchers there in the back. So they'll just imagine as long as they keep making the guards, we'll keep seeing peels and guards for almost the rest of the end.
Yeah. It's a good job by Erica. I think her first instinct there was to throw the in-turn for the guard, but I think she went, wait a minute, we've been throwing the out-turn here, so I know the ice. And let's go back and throw that out-turn. This one needs to curl, so the farther they can drag this, the better. Sweepers are going hard, trying to make this curl up. The farther it goes, The more they're covering that rock.
A little surprised that didn't curl up more. It looked like it had pretty good weight. And
good enough that Julia still wants to rip it. So
the only thing with where that stopped, they might be able to run it back in a little bit.
I was just wondering that myself, if they pair off nose on the out-turn side and hard on the sweep early. Still going hard. I think it's just straight peel.
Straight peel, but that gets the job done. Nice throw. 2 very nice throws.
So Ashley Cormier's up now to throw the center guard and keep the pressure on Alberta.
Taking a little less ice here. I think they expected that last one to curl more, so they're just shrinking that ice a little bit.
Quick update on sheet 8, the men's quarterfinal over there. Newfoundland and Labrador stole 1 in the 4th end. They're up 5-0 on New Brunswick, playing the 5th end. Early control for Newfoundland and Labrador.
But yeah, I wouldn't count any team out of it yet. There's still 4 ends of curling left, and only takes a couple points to shift the momentum of a game. Had a nice guard placed here by
Ashley Cormier.
Didn't have the list right in front of me for the New Brunswick, so very nice shot, and we'll see the peel and maybe run attempt again.
I think she's still called the peel.
Just throws that heavy weight really easy and really nice. Looks almost effortless. They got the straight peel
I think
here.
they are playing the run. They're letting this curl up to play the run. Looks
And
like she
they
clips the one
it.
at the back.
Oh, nice shot.
That's a great shot. All of a sudden, that one blue rock is getting a little bit lonely in the house there.
And electing to guard it.
Well-placed guard, though. That blue's tough to get rid of without getting rid of one of the yellows, I would say.
I think it takes 2 shots to get rid of it where it's at, just with where that guard is. You can't quite drive it through that hole that's made there, so you gotta get rid of one of your back yellow. Catch it thin, you might be able to shoot her across the top, but it's...
Should have the ice figured out for this center guard here.
Yeah, this is the 4th time I think they've thrown it now, so putting it in a real good spot. I like leaving it higher out of the house. It makes those runs. Oh, and it's even going to... That's a really good spot for that one, actually, I think. Touches a bit of that yellow, and...
Is there a chance to get rid of both of those, and then all of a sudden that guard's got to be better and better each time.
Looks like it's going to curl here.
Got to be careful you don't get that blue too skinny. It might spin onto something in the forefoot.
I think we've got a good shot here.
Yeah. We getting the back yellow.
And they are clipping it. That's still a very nice shot by 3rd Quinn Perdaniak.
I think New Brunswick's going to stay offense here. Looks like they're throwing the center guard. They've gone back to a little bit more. Does that look like a little bit more ice? I don't know. That last one over curled a bit. So
they have touched just I think about an inch more of ice. Yeah. That's probably good. They might need to adjust it a little bit depending on who's throwing and the different release styles. So.
Sweepers are on this quick. Now they're backing off a little bit. Needs to curl.
Yeah, they haven't called the switch yet on the directional.
Oh, there's a pick.
It grabs.
Real bad time for a pick. Not that there's a good time for a pick, but...
It's still not an easy rock for Alberta to remove that blue one, but now that it is wide open, I think you could pick it across the top.
I think so. That's the call here, and that'll leave probably a tough double for New Brunswick.
Might be seeing another blank end here, and Alberta's probably okay with that.
Alberta's trying to figure out the easiest way to get. I think they've decided the easiest way is shooting it to the right as we're looking down the sheet.
Yeah, I think so. It's the straighter side too, so you should be able to hold it there. You do have to cross 2 rocks instead of 1, but they're the way they're staggered, it should be pretty easy to pick it across. It's kind of a comfort thing too. If she likes her intern a little more, it makes it a little easier. What are your thoughts on it?
I think this is the right way to go. It's pretty skinny, but I don't think she's going to be too upset if she lost that back yellow.
No.
Again, you're right, a blank here. She has hammer coming home in 6. She didn't overthrow this, so she might be trying to save the shooter as opposed to the back one.
Looks pretty close. They're calling them off.
They're not hitting very much of it.
I think they've got a nice one here.
She's rolling out, but I think she
clips it and sits the 2.
Sits 2. Real nice shot.
Get that one off the pin is huge.
Tough double, I think, for New Brunswick.
I'd be curious to see the stats for this game. They got to be getting pretty high there. There hasn't been too many missed shots.
No, there hasn't. I think New Brunswick plays the, I was going to say the double.
I think the double's there, just a little off nose.
A little off nose on the intern side, I think.
Probably keep your shooter around too. Might get the force on.
I would think so. The other option is a hit and roll in front of those 2 at the back 8 there.
Yeah.
Make it hard for Alberta to get that shot out.
Yeah, there's a couple options with this. It looks like we're going to see a fair bit of weight thrown here, just where that broom is.
It's not much ice, so.
Pretty hard kick out and good clean extension.
Going hard on it early, and they've backed off now. Back on it hard.
They're definitely playing for the double, and it looks like she's got it. Oh, very close one.
She's just missed the double, but has moved the yellow stone partially behind the blue, and looks like blue is shot, but I think Julia can play a nice hit, tap that blue out, and get her deuce here.
This is a big opportunity for Alberta to get the first deuce of the game, and when it's a game this close, 1 deuce might be
enough.
Might be enough for the win.
Or who knows, it'll open the floodgates and we'll go offense like crazy.
Yeah.
It's not that there hasn't been offense. There was lots of rocks in play this end, and then a couple of great shots.
Kind of the story of every end. There's been lots of rocks in play, and then both these teams are really playing like they want to win.
This one's curling hard early. The sweepers are going to have to go hard on this. This one's over curling. Julia's waving to get them off. I'm not sure if it...
And that is a steal of 1 for New Brunswick.
That one seemed to curl hard towards those boards.
Yeah, we've only seen the 1 real hit down that path, and that was the throw through. So
New Brunswick's got the lead, 2-1, playing 6, and Alberta's still got hammer. So most teams would take 1 down with hammer coming home. So
yep, they're gonna have a quick little meeting down there and talk about things and get ready to go for the next end. I haven't seen our Blue Man group here cheering on Team Alberta yet, so.
The stands are quite full though, and there looks like there's some Saskatchewan athletes in their green jackets over there, and
it's pretty easy to pick out who's who in the fan base.
They're color coordinated.
Looks like we're going to see the center guard here thrown by New Brunswick.
Some Ontario jackets out there, so I don't know if that's the curling team scouting for the next game or not. So New Brunswick goes tight center guard here, really well swept, right splitting that center line, fairly tight to the house. Julia's going to get Juliana to draw around that, top 8, top 4. This is kind of the pattern we've seen for the last few ends. Center guard goes up and then a race around it.
That's the new 5 rock.
Yeah.
Offense all the time. Makes for fun curling.
Yeah. Sweeper's going hard on this one. Switch to the directional sweeper.
Looks a little light, but not bad. They're going to probably try to get this into the rings.
Not bad to leave this partially open is something that you can use later. Just short of the house. Chokes off that side of the guard, so
rock basically fully exposed though, so very usable stone.
Yep, going to force New Brunswick to come around, and if they happen to get fully buried, that yellow rock is something Alberta could use to run back. Mine's a little tight on this one to start with.
This is the straighter spot though, so able to hold it out there.
Sweepers have kept it straight. Weight looks a tiny bit up, so
starting to dig. Probably gonna be about back 12, back 8.
It's digging pretty hard.
Sticks around in the back four.
So Alberta's gonna come around this outturn side. Try to get top button here. Get shot out of this.
Yeah, even trying to curl so much that that back blue is probably still exposed.
Kind of have control of both sides of the 4-foot here with that yellow rock that's just short of the house. Line looks pretty good on this one. Sweepers aren't interested in sweeping right now.
The line looks a lot.
Julia's calling, whoa, whoa, whoa. Looks like they've got the freeze. Just short, sitting right on the button.
Right on the pin.
New Brunswick will just follow down. Probably don't even need to tap.
No, I think they'll be quite happy with the freeze, even just lobbing this top 4.
Sit it on there and make Alberta work hard to get their deuce. This is Deanna McDonald throwing. Just in case he wasn't watching earlier, hi from Deanna to brother Dylan. This one's got to go for weight here. Erica's coming out with the fresh sweeping arms to help drag that as far as she can.
Not a bad spot for that rock.
Pretty good spot, something that they can use later.
Chokes off that draw path a little, and going to force Alberta to play on that wide one they threw first. So, like we said, that rock was usable, and they are going to be using it.
So Alyssa's probably looking to try to tap this. Top 4, full 4 would be ideal. Then they'd be counting 2, but they'd probably be happy with top 4 right now.
Probably just trying to throw a heavy draw, I would imagine.
Line's a little tight.
Sweepers trying their best to hold this. They're doing a really good job.
I feel like we're going to over curl and tap outwards, I think, or tick the blue.
Tick on the blue, and real good try there by Alyssa. That's
weight was awfully close because the yellow is going to hang around at the back there. You never know when those rocks come into play for your deuce, so it's opened up the center for Alberta. So again, they've got that yellow, and it's exposed that blue rock at the top of the 12, and causing Erica a little bit of grief here.
Yeah, there's not a perfect spot to put this. I think you try to block that shot they just threw.
Not sure there's a shot I love here, so this is probably a good call here. Try and come around. They've thrown this a couple times. Corner freeze on that Yellowstone would be pretty good.
Hearing the duck calls go, so I'm thinking Saskatchewan made a good one. And they did. They are now tied at 3-3, Saskatchewan and Nova Scotia women.
It's after 5 ends there, so looks like Manitoba men are drawing for 2 to take the lead here. Just need to touch the house. A good spot for that rock. I guess Alberta's got some choices here. They could play the hit and roll in, and they'd be 3rd shot. Be an awful gutsy call to call a double on that one at the back. Oh,
Oh,
timeout.
timeout called by coach for Alberta, and that is Glenna Rubin. I think she's thinking that is a bit of a risky call playing on that one, especially if you're trying for that double. There's a lot that could go wrong, but
I thought Julia called for the hit and roll inside, but coach might have watched this sheet and realized that's the straight side, and just might want to warn them of that, or might go back to that raise on that yellow one. If it was a good call the first time, why not play it the second time?
It's kind of the call I think I lean a little towards. I know that blue is, neither one is wrong, but
yeah, that blue one they just threw is in, it's blocking the 4-foot. I'm not sure it's a great rock for New Brunswick to use to get the yellow one out.
It's a steep angle if they have to use it.
Manitoba men did get their 2 and 5, so it is 3-2 for the Manitoba men over Alberta. They're just starting the 6th end.
Newfoundland and Labrador are up 5-1 over New Brunswick going into the 6th end as well. They've thrown about, they're about halfway through the 6th end right now. It seems like our game is going quite a bit quicker than some of the other ones out there. We've slowed down a little bit now, but there's been a lot of rocks in play and lots of critical thinking shots. So
I think they've decided to run the center, the blue guard, onto the blue rock in the 12-foot close to the center line, onto that yellow. Or they might just be trying to spill those front few off and see what happens. This is Alyssa throwing again here, so
imagine we'll see
she's quite comfortable throwing that big weight. So
and we are seeing another quick one here from Alyssa. Sweepers on it. Looks like we might have a pretty good one here.
Oh, I think she touched the yellow one on the 4-foot, but just ticked it. That's hard to do, that
nice
big
shot.
a weight. She has really opened up the front.
Good timeout by the coach there to get that open.
Does give New Brunswick a chance to get that yellow off of there. And remember that yellow rock that's stuck on the 12-foot at the back there?
It could come into play. Another timeout called here by the
New Brunswick coach, which is Gary Wilson. I think he's probably just going to warn them to be a little careful here. If you spill all of those rocks that are on the 4-foot and roll out, then it's a hit to lie 2 for Alberta, thanks to that one that's biting the 12-foot at the back. So
yeah, that one at the back might be the one that comes into play for their second point. It's amazing when those little biters you don't think will hurt you come back in, and
it's pretty tough to get that yellow out, save the shooter and the back one. So we'll see if they've decided to stick with the hit. They might have
cut the weight down a little maybe and just trying to jiggle the rocks around.
Yeah, play the hit and roll behind that yellow guard, or we'll see if Eric will give us some hint as to what they're playing here. This is Deanna's rock here, so we're still early in the end. We're at second stones.
Looks like with that ice, they're playing a bit quieter of a weight than they were originally thinking of.
Wonder if this is just tap freeze kind of shot. Probably more important you get the angle right here than anything.
Yeah, because without the weight that Alberta can throw, you're going to want to make sure you got the good angles there. This does look like it's a bit quieter of a weight. Maybe just a heavy draw.
Don't think it was the guard call. It looks like it was some sort of tap freeze. Needs to curl, I would say. It's
looks
getting
really
awfully close, though. They're going on it hard. Like I said, the line's important so that a yellow stone eventually shoots out to the side.
You know, that's almost as good as I think you could make it. It's not bad, the angle. I think you can get all those rocks moving if you're Alberta, but it's nice sticking that one in there, so now that you've got your 3 New Brunswick stones in there.
I think that was Ashley's rock that was thrown there. I think I said it was Deanna's, but I think it was Ashley's. And Julia looks like she's calling a quiet, tap that blue through the back of the house, and more important for her, she's calling the roll behind that yellow guard. Some patience here. They still have 4 rocks left, so you're only, think 2. How do I set up the 2? Get rid of that blue rock.
Looks like we're maybe a little heavier than back line here.
Make this the rock that counts.
It's close. Sweepers are going on it.
Looks like it needs to curl for that roll behind, but I think we've switched to plan B here.
It's a pretty good shot too for Alberta. They've moved some stones around and kept one of theirs in place, so
they've got everything behind the tee line, and they are second and third shots, so New Brunswick's going to want to be careful where they place this.
Yeah, I think you come in with this and try to tuck a piece around that yellow. That's kind of what they're thinking.
Fans are definitely a little more excited for playoff action here than they were in the round robin. Probably hearing some loud clapping coming through our microphones.
Yeah, you can tell who's cheering for what province pretty easy.
I think they've decided to try and tuck a piece around that tight yellow guard. Probably wouldn't be too disappointed if they froze, as long as they're a little bit buried.
This has got a curl, but it does have that late finish. It's just looking a little bit heavy here.
Throw that to the sweepers. They could carve that at the end. It's not a bad spot, I don't think. I think if you try to slash that across the top, it's jamming on that yellow all day, so
you might be able to get, I don't think you can get to nose with any sort of weight.
I think so. I think Julia called a run back on the yellow guard here.
That might get it all moving.
It's probably the only way you make the double, I think, is to run that back. Again, she'd probably be happy if she cleared off the front and got rid of one of those blues.
We've seen Quinn make a few of these today, so.
Needs to curl. Going across the top. Oh, move some rocks around. Unfortunately, it moved. For Alberta, it moved the Yellowstone back, so they are now,
Alberta is now sitting currently 3rd and 5th? 6th.
6th and 7th.
6th and 7th.
Again, New Brunswick's got to be a little bit careful. They're pretty sure they're definitely first shot. I think they're second shot.
I think they're second shot as well. Alberta's probably not too stressed out about this end anymore. It is a 4 foot's wide open here to get in there with some backing, so.
I think Eric is going to throw probably a tight guard on those blue stones that are in the 4 foot. Here it comes. So.
Again, they're probably not going to be super upset if this comes in play, but they're going to want to leave it a little higher than the last one.
Almost looks like they're coming in the rings. Are they coming down to that pocket? I think they're coming down to that pocket.
It's not a bad call either.
Yeah.
They got to go. Gotta go. They're getting there. It's a really good drag by the sweepers.
Julia's looking at the double here, I think, or more importantly, I think she's looking at the roll in behind.
Got to be a little careful with the roll, because that is a very short run on that blue now for New Brunswick to make a play on it. And
she's probably hoping to just maybe tick that back blue rock on the way by. It might
unlock them.
Unlock it, and who knows, she might leave yellow shot.
All right, we're having first stone delivered here by Julia Bakos.
The nice thing about the winter games is we've got some fans out here who are probably new to curling. You can see hear some conversation around the rink of people trying to explain curling to different people. So Hopefully it gets people interested in curling. This one's coming in real nice.
It's really
Looks like she's got
now.
the inside roll. Is it going to roll too far?
Overroll. Oh, that's a nice shot.
Pistol by Julia.
Very good shot. I'm pretty sure Alberta's still sitting third in the back there, but it is close, so.
Decision time for New Brunswick here. There's a short run back.
There's maybe a double. Not through a very big hole, but.
She's looked at coming with this out turn, I think, and just freeze tap on the shot rock. That's what she's kind of tapped a couple of times. I think that's where Erica's leaning.
That is not a very big port to navigate through there, though. So she did just throw that, and now they're talking about the run. I think they've maybe decided on the run now, and
you don't have to throw huge weight at this, you know. You can throw.
We're back to a draw. Coming this way is not a bad idea. You can be a little heavy and probably get out of this end with only giving Alberta maybe a deuce. So might leave them a shot, but
it does look like draw ice to me rather than tap, I think, eh?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to get around there. I think we've seen a few more rocks down this path, but she did just throw the other one, so yeah, I think they're just gonna try to sneak in there and sit maybe about a foot, not even that close as they can bring it to that yellow and leave Alberta a hard one.
She just tightened up the ice a little bit, so there's a chance this is the tap.
Well, it's not looking like it's light.
They are going hard though, which kind of feels like draw to me.
I think they are pretty close to that guard now.
Yeah, I think there's a tick coming here. Could be wrong.
They are definitely rubbing off that one and spilling in.
So Julia is going to have a shot for at least two here. Be interesting
just
to
draw
see
for two.
Sure. I think she plays the same shot she just did on her first one, right?
Yeah, I think the draw is the safe call here. You can wick off that outside blue a little bit and get to the shot. That looks more like hit ice to me though, so maybe just a quiet, easy hit.
I think very similar weight to the last one, I think, but that does look like a little bit less ice than she had. So
she might be thinking if you ever hit nose on it, you might get your three. No, I think you're just going for your two here. That's
good.
And then
take two. You're up one, playing seven.
Get a force.
Get a force. You got Hammer coming home.
Like we said earlier, I think maybe the first team to get the deuce here. That might be. Yeah. That might be enough.
Similar shot that she just threw here, so should be close.
Weight looks good. Sweepers.
This one looks like it's tracking a little more than the last one, but
they look like it's curling up a little bit. Got to go a little still. I think she's got it. Oh, very nice. It was there for the three.
Great job by Julia. Just did chisel that back one out a bit, and Alberta takes three. We thought two was going to be huge, and three is big.
I did not think the three was going to be there, but that was a good shot.
Nice quiet weight. Yeah, that was great weight call.
I wouldn't have said it.
Well, Weeble.
Great shot by Julia. Great line call by Quinn there. So got some, tapped that blue one at the back of the forefoot enough, and it just shot her yellow one at the back straight sideways rather than really moving it back. So
Alberta's going to be really happy with that outcome. That's a huge end in this close game.
Yeah, so New Brunswick's just got to regroup, score a deuce here, and you're tied coming home, and go hard for all the marbles. So Alberta will be going top four with this one. Make New Brunswick work hard for that deuce. expect this to go in the top of the house, and New Brunswick will throw that corner guard.
Yeah, they're going to be playing probably the one corner guard for sure.
Update from before, we've got Newfoundland and Labrador men are up 5-2 on New Brunswick after 6. New Brunswick stole one in the 6th end, so 3-point lead for Newfoundland and Labrador. Play in the 7th end, and they do have hammer.
And it looks like on our other sheet 7, the Nova Scotia women versus Saskatchewan women, Nova Scotia just scored 1 in 6, so that'll put them up 4-3.
Our game, New Brunswick, Rachel Brewer is throwing the corner guard. Looks like it's going right where they wanted it.
Yeah, they've really got this path figured out. They've put a corner guard out there a couple times this game, so.
Manitoba men have Alberta in some trouble here. Counting 4 right now. Look like they're trying to play some sort of tap to the 4-foot.
Looks like it's going to be a close one. Tap, tap.
Tap to the back of the 4-foot. Alberta's got draw full 4 to get out of this end, but it is against 5. Our game, Alberta's throwing
Second
top
one
of the house, but it's going a little bit deep here, so they're going to put the two of them side by side. Not the end of the world for them.
Yeah, the big thing for New Brunswick right now is, I know it seems like a lot when they score a 3, but you're only down your 2, so you don't need to take any huge risks here. You've had a couple chances for 2 in the past, so just kind of keep playing the game you've been playing. And
yeah, Julie is kind of curling lights out for Alberta, I would think, stats-wise. So
the whole, yeah.
Good call here. Get those rocks, or at least one of those rocks, off the 4-foot and try to use that corner. It looks like this is curling and going to roll right behind. That's another great shot. Just
very
great,
good shot. Great
weight control and a great line call by Erica.
Yeah, that rock is full buried, so we'll see Alberta keep playing to the center.
Alberta can't do anything with that corner guard just yet, so.
Much as they would probably like to.
Yeah. Love to be playing the old 4-rock rule right now. They could run up and rip that.
That's the fun with the new 5 is team's never out of it. Can have its advantages when you have hammer and can have its advantages when you don't.
Alberta's drawn top 12, top 8 here.
Maybe a little heavy.
So Alberta's sitting 1-2 there. Looks like New Brunswick is going to throw. They were looking at throwing another corner guard, I think, on their rock that's buried there.
Well, I like making a play and hit and roll on this. I think if you leave this open, they're going to probably run up and rip the corner. But
I'm thinking they must think this rock is probably still accessible with a lightweight out-turn hit. So it'll be interesting to see what are they throwing the guard, or yeah, it does look like the guard they have set up. I believe the double peel here though. Julia is racing up there to get Alyssa to throw that. So looks. The men's game right next to us, the Manitoba men stole 1 in 6. They're now up 4-2. It's a great drag by the Alberta sweepers. He was drawn against 5, and they managed to outcount 4 of them. So
big heavyweight shot coming here. I think they're close.
Double peel on the way here.
Looks like it's going to be a nice one.
Got all of them.
Very nice shot.
Looks like New Brunswick's going to try to replace that corner guard. It's pretty early in the end to try to split the house.
Yeah, I think they're going to just try to plop it right back there and probably just exchange some hits and guards for a little while. Eventually, New Brunswick is going to have to make a play on those 2 in the 4-foot. They are in kind of a dangerous spot.
Yeah, right now it would be a double to get your 2 somewhere along later in the end.
Yeah.
This guard's got to be pretty good. The last one was
I think the last one
the
was
easier one. Going hard to make this curl to try to cover some of that stone at the back there. I think they're going to leave a little bit of it open. No, it's finishing nice at the
real
end.
good drag. They have probably left about a quarter of the rock open, but that outturn or in-turn side is not the most friendly spot to throw, so we'll see the peel, and they might even try to clip that one on the way by now that they're a little closer.
I'm going to be a bit careful here. You don't crash into your stones in the house. So Quinn's throwing lots of good rotation and some big weight here.
Looks like they got the good
Peel's
peel.
happening, and I think she's going to go across the top.
Yep.
Avoids her rocks in the house. Real nice throw. I think New Brunswick stays same here. They'll throw the corner guard. I might not mind it a little bit higher than that one. Again, line's the big thing here.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Leave it a little bit higher, and it makes any sort of run attempt a lot harder.
This is Ashley Cormier's first stone here.
This line looks a lot better for them. They're just kind of giving it a heavy clean. The weight seems good. They've switched to the directional supers. It looks like they want to drag it over a little bit more.
Got off the line quicker. Is it heavy enough to get all the curl they need to cover that up?
It's really finishing good here, and they have probably covered about the same amount and probably be good enough to make Alberta throw the peel.
Seem to have really figured out the line on that spot there. So Quinn's last rock coming up here. Just keep peeling, and I would think it's getting close to time to play that double over there. And I hate to say you don't even really need to make the double. If you go now, you could probably hit and roll a little bit.
Good peel by Quinn.
I think you hit and roll a little bit, and Alberta's still probably hitting a rock. So
yeah, skip third's last here, I believe. So yeah. I think it's a good time to make a play on those yellow. And like Brad said, if we just stick the shooter around is the big thing. Make one of those yellow go away. You don't necessarily need to make the double. Although the doubles do look cool, and we've seen quite a few this game. So.
This one needs to curl a little bit for the double.
It's got that quieter weight though, and it should curl. It's curling up nice here now, and there it goes.
Again, just looking stick over there somewhere.
Nice shot. You know, both these teams are very, very efficient hitting teams, but it's two very different approaches to it. The Alberta team can throw that heavy weight really well, and this New Brunswick team is really good at that nice, soft, controlled weight, and it's been working out for both of them.
Julie is throwing the out turn here and trying to roll towards that blue one.
Try to group them again.
I suppose the double's there. If she throws it hard enough, it's pretty flat, but probably wants to spread her. I think the important thing here is to try to stay 1-2 and ideally spread out. But
yeah. We're seeing the out turn at this.
He's got a really solid delivery right at the broom. This one's curling a bit. Definitely going to roll to that side there. Is she throwing it hard enough for the double? She's going to roll underneath.
And she will be third shot in the back. Brunswick's going to make a play on the one in the forefoot. Try to stick the shooter.
Good patient end by New Brunswick. They hit and stick here. They're probably 2 nose hits away from getting a deuce back here, and we're going to be all tied coming home.
Yeah, it's an exciting game for fans out there. It's been really close, and a lot of great shots being made.
No pressure on the parents or anything.
A couple of them might go gray by the end of the weekend or week here, and
it's almost as bad as coaching. Here's Erica's out turn hit. She probably throw that quiet weight they've been throwing.
Yeah, that's just that nice, easy weight, and looks like
looks like it's running nice, curling a little bit. Probably want to go. Got to be careful they don't set up a double for Julia. She can throw that heat pretty good.
That's a pretty good shot.
I'm gonna guess she takes a run at this.
Yeah, I would think so too, but It's not an easy shot by any means. It's pretty flat.
She's lining it up, so might as well. She's got the big weight to throw at it. Again, throwing that out turn. She seems to like that out turn on those big hits. So
it's a big shot for the young Alberta skip. We've seen her make lots of these, so I'm expecting we're going to see a pretty quick rock move in here.
Even if she doesn't make the double, if she could push that blue one
just a couple feet.
A couple of feet, so that back one would out count it. It'd be a good looking shot. So, and again here, make the rock go away first. Giving up 2, you got hammer coming home. So
looks like this one's
a
little wider. We might just hit this one on the nose.
I think we got nose here. So good job, make that rock go away. Force New Brunswick to hit and stick for their deuce. And
yeah, if you're
we'll
Alberta,
be all tied coming home.
Yeah, Alberta's not going to be too upset coming home with hammer. And we'll probably see them play about as clean as end as possible. And New Brunswick's going to try to junk that last end up as much as they can for the steal. Still got to make a good one here for your 2, but we've seen that nice, easy weight from them. So
this is Erica Clough's last stone here. Hit and stick for the 2.
This one's
sweepers are on this one early. This one's curling a little bit, but I think the
really
sweepers have done a good job holding it. It's going to be just off nose and roll to the center. Yeah. So
nice shot.
We're all tied coming home.
Curling doesn't get much better than this.
I'm guessing both teams have played this scenario out a number of times with their coaches. What we do with tied coming home without, what we do tied coming home with the hammer. We'll see if Team Alberta has the tick in their arsenal or not. Some teams.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of the tick this.
This again is one of those things people argue about. You play the tick twice, you go around, so we'll just sit here and report rather than
speculate.
Yeah. So
yeah, it really
pretty
depends
sure
on
I
the
can
team.
call this one. Rachel Brewer is going to be asked to throw center guard.
Yeah, it's going to be huge to have this one out of the rings. Just an update here on sheet number 8, Newfoundland took 1 and 7 to go up 6-2 over New Brunswick men. And a lot of rocks in play on our other 2 sheets, so it'll be interesting to see what the final scores are there.
Newfoundland's one good solid end away from advancing to the semifinals in the men's division tonight.
This is a nice center guard thrown by New Brunswick.
I don't know how Andrew's going to cope tonight. I have to leave him with a new partner tonight. So,
yeah, I think we have a Canada Winter Games alum, Brittany Tran, joining me.
I believe so. Look at the banner. There's a banner with her name on it right in front of us.
Right in front of us. So
2009 Optimist Juvenile Women Provincial Champs.
2011 Winter Games Women, Team Alberta.
Yeah. So Alberta is playing the tick here. We're going hard. Oh, needs to curl a little bit, I think.
This is that straighter side.
Straight
it's
side.
Curling, it's trying. Ooh.
Just nudged it. It's going to go out the back.
I like the tick call there from Alberta, though. I think that's a smart play, and it was really close.
New Brunswick's decided to go around.
Or are they going to throw it? Yeah.
She's changed her mind.
Throw the second, yeah.
She's decided to throw the high guard here. I kind of like getting the 2 guards here.
Yeah, this is a good call.
These are the 2 freebies, so you might as well take advantage of them. They're tough to throw, and they've got to be real high. Sweepers are going hard on this, so.
Looks like they like it, though. They're backing off a little bit. It looks really close.
Just trying to get a foot or 2 over the hog line. Deanna's keeping on it, making sure it doesn't fudge at the end. Done a real good job. They got a foot over. Alberta's going with the tick again here on the high one.
Yeah, I like playing this turn because if it ever happens like the last one, you do have the chance to clip the back one as well. So.
Oh, I think Julia switched and gone, you know what, that medium center guard is the one that's hurting us. So
yeah, the other
we'll
one
play
is
the tick on it.
Is pretty high, so.
Yeah, the high guard is really only protecting the other guard. I don't think if it comes down to that. Not that I'd turn it down to draw around, but it's really only protecting that other one. Line looks a little tighter on this one.
Looks like we might be on the top one.
Oh, she got by. Erica's not
very
sweeping
confident
that.
that's
I'm
not sticking around.
Sure, why not?
That is still in play.
Not sure why Erica didn't pound that one and get it out. She could have walked up and put it back. So
we're seeing another guard thrown here.
Yeah.
So this is kind of working out the way New Brunswick wanted it. Lots of guards in play, but Alberta, we've seen them throw that big weight. They can start peeling now, and I imagine that's what we're going to see start coming down the sheet.
Again, going with the high guard, trying to keep as much distance as possible between the guards. The best guard out there right now for New Brunswick is probably that tight yellow one. It's not their stone, but it's the tightest guard. So I think Julia is going to call blue onto yellow guard here.
Yeah, they're going to try to get at least two of these moving. There's a couple ways you can get two moving, but
I think this is the smart one, blue onto yellow. You get rid of that, you're going to feel pretty good.
This looks close. Looks like they got a good one.
Pretty close.
Oh,
Oh, just runs it by.
Throws that big weight like it's nothing.
So New Brunswick will keep replacing that high guard. Try to get Alberta to waste a few rocks peeling guards, and then they'll decide probably thirds last, skips first to go around what's left of the center guards.
Yeah, they kind of got to keep hoping Alberta doesn't make one of these double peels somewhere, so they got to set the angles up right. This one's
It's
coming a little deep.
wider, so again, keep those rocks separated. I think you pound this.
Get around.
Sitting right there, it makes for a little bit of a more difficult peel, double peel. I think, yeah, Julia's just going to take the yellow rock there.
Beautiful shot there by Van Helden. This is some great curling we got going on here. They're exchanging low shots.
Sheet beside us is just one good shot after another over there. There's a pile of rocks in play in the Manitoba-Alberta men's game.
Got the peel here on our sheet.
Ooh, she almost got the double peel there. Would have been a gutsy call.
Yeah, calling it that way is never really hard to line those ones up.
New Brunswick's going to keep trying to put that center up. Kind of got two ways they could come. They could come wide around this blue rock that's close to the house, or they could come the in-turn around that high guard. She's looking at coming in now all of a sudden.
I think it's still maybe a little early to come in, and we're seeing the timeout being called.
Timeout by Coach Gary Wilson, I think.
I think he's gonna probably tell him to keep those rocks out in the guard zone. I think it's still a little early to be coming into the house, so we'll see what he has to say.
I like at least one more guard, I would say.
Yeah. Update on our sheet 7. Nova Scotia took another 2 in 7. That was a steal, so they are up 6-3 over Saskatchewan, playing the 8th end.
Games are just moving along here. It's hard to believe we're 8th end in 3 of our games here.
It's barely been 2 hours.
Yeah. Manitoba, Alberta men are just finishing up the 7th here. Pretty big end coming here. There's lots of rocks in play.
This is Newfoundland's shot to run New Brunswick out of stones here in 8, so we might see our first final. Okay, I think in the timeout, New Brunswick has decided to play the
another center guard, so out-turn center guard. I think right on the center line's pretty good. You're kind of tuck around a little bit around that long center guard.
Yeah, I think the tuck sets you up for making it harder on the double runs.
Just make the peel a little bit more difficult.
They're not sweeping like they want the tuck, though, so.
There we go.
There we go. I'm trying to get it over there at the end.
Right on the center, and I think Julia will walk up and peel that. Oh, she thinks there's enough room on the intern side here to... Oh, no, she switched to the out turn.
That was what the intern would be a...
I was going to say the intern was awful scary if I was throwing it. Out turn side here. Do you think she called to over curl, or is this just straight peel?
I think they're just going for the straight peel here. It's pretty risky to play it with the over curl.
I think she's just getting straight peel. Looks like that's what she's calling line-wise. There's calling for sweep right out of the hand.
So yeah, they'll do that, and I think we'll probably still see another guard out of New Brunswick.
I'm guessing the coach and the team talked about that in the timeout, that hey, let's throw the guard. If they rip, we will
come around.
Although there looks like there's some discussion going on here. I think I kind of like coming, if they're going to go around that high blue, I like coming from the intern side. I'd hate to leave something open on down the center that Alberta could roll behind, but it looks like she's throwing the out-turn draw around the high center guard. I'm thinking she's probably doesn't care if she's really like top 4 or not, probably just top 12, top 8, probably good enough. I think this is a potential shot to end the game on sheet 8. This would send the Newfoundland and Labrador men to the semifinal.
And they make it go away. And
he makes a double, makes it go away, and that is handshakes. Newfoundland and Labrador men are off to the semifinal. They have eliminated New Brunswick men. In our game, New Brunswick came around that
little heavy
center guard, but it ticked the front one and kind of played a split. And now Alberta's running up and
peeling that high one.
Peeling that high one.
Haven't seen any sweep yet. And
that one just goes by. Didn't get a whole lot of curl there, so that center guard's still there. So New Brunswick's still going to have that draw around the high center guard. Good chance for Erica to get her draw weight here. She's probably going to be throwing 2 draws.
Yeah, she's going to be pretty happy that she gets the opportunity to throw those 2. So,
ideal scenario for her is probably 1 draw and a guard, but Alberta's going to have something to say about that.
Yeah.
This is great curling right now. Both teams are making a ton of draws.
Looking over on our other feature sheet, there is
there's 1 rock out of play.
Yeah.
And we're down to Skip's last rocks, I believe. And there's
most of those are in the house.
Yeah. Here's Erica's out turn coming along here. She lets it go, and the sweepers are on it right away.
They're probably not upset if this is a little light. But Super's doing a good job dragging this. Weight looks not bad. They're going to come up light.
Needs to curl, but I think the weight is the bigger issue right now. She's going to end up just maybe biting the 12.
Yeah, very close to where that other blue is. Coming a little deeper.
You've got 3 rocks biting the 12. I'm going to guess we might see a timeout here and have Alberta decide what they're going to do here. And yes, the timeout's called. Lena Rubin, I think the coach of Alberta, will come out. And you're almost to the point here. I think you might as well give Julia 2 cracks at the draw, I think. She might as well beat her in there. I think I kind of like the out-turn draw, sit top 4.
I think that's the shot.
Leave New Brunswick a chase after them, or New Brunswick will have that outside blue one there, but
there's no.
I'm not sure there's a
I don't. It's too late to peel.
Too late to peel, and I don't think hitting any of those rocks in the 12-foot do you a whole lot of good. So
you could can maybe try some sort of double on those, but I think you're leaving your yellow there, and it's just leaving them the draw to the 4-foot anyway. So you might as well beat them there.
I think you come with this out-turn draw here. As long as you get a piece buried, you. As long as you get a piece buried, you know, you're going to make New Brunswick chase you. So it looks like they've decided to hit the tight one that New Brunswick just threw.
Might try to roll it into the.
Probably roll it into the side one and be shot. So it gives them that potential.
Might make New Brunswick play on it out there.
I think New Brunswick probably ignores it and throws the same draw back again.
Yeah, I would agree.
But if Alberta can hit and stick over on the wings here, it potentially makes her next rock, hey, just make a rock go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes those are a lot easier to throw, so.
He's done a great job. And not only is he
Here comes Julia's rock here. Looks pretty good.
They're
Sweepers are going on it.
Got to make it by that top one. They are by.
She should probably stick over on the side
Gonna
here.
Get the catcher.
And she is.
Shot. Second shot.
Looks pretty close between who shot up there. New Brunswick is just ignoring it, and which they should. Just go for the straight draw here. A little hard to tell on our screen here. The blue rocks kind of have a shadow on them on the screen, so.
It's very close. It's probably going to be a measure if it comes down to it, and I'm thinking both teams hope it doesn't. So.
Yeah. So Erica's rock here.
Oh, what a shot on the sheet next to us.
It's just been one great shot after another on sheet 10 between the Alberta men and the Manitoba men. Here comes Erica's rock on our sheet, out-turn draw. She's just played this. They should know the line, should know the weight here. Sweepers are on it right now. Line looks pretty good.
Curl a little bit.
Looks like it could curl.
Coming up nice.
Weight looks a little better than the last one. Looks like we're going to be a little more than top 12.
Got the switch, all three of them on it there. The line's looking really good.
Looks like this is dragging into the 4-foot. It's going to be close to full 4. And great sweeping job, great clutch shot by Erica Clough.
There will be a piece of that rock showing, so.
Erica is still down on the ice having a look to see how well that was buried. Looks like Julia's already figured out she's going to throw hack here and just try and push that to the back of the 4-foot. I think she's trying to, she's signaled that they are shot.
So she's just going to try to remove that stone. Hack weight. I think that's a good call. You're probably sticking around anyway if you throw hack at it. You just need to make sure you push that out of the rings.
Shot for the semifinals here for Julia Bakos. Just having another quick look to make sure who's second shot here. They seem pretty confident that it's their yellow stone, I think.
Looking at it here now,
it's the way I would lean, but
yeah,
I'm not betting you lunch this time.
He learned his lesson today earlier, so.
So you kind of have to decide here, are you just making this rock go away and that yellow biter's your winner, or are you playing this to win with your yellow shooter here? Kind of affects how Quinn's going to call the line a little bit here.
The weight has been called for hack, so I'm thinking they're trying to stick the shooter.
Chances are, if she's going to punch it far enough, the shooter's staying around too.
This looks close. It's got a curl.
Looks like she threw that well. There should be some curl here. So right now they haven't touched it. Quinn's still got the hand up. This needs to curl. Kind of surprised the curler sweeper isn't going on it. This is going to go by. And New Brunswick has defeated Alberta to move on to the semifinals.
Great game of curling there. That was a hard-fought battle
Really
by both
well
teams.
curl game.
Good job by both teams there. They both played well all week and should be proud of their performances, and they'll learn a lot moving on.
Tough shots in those last ends. When it's tied like that, it's often who gets in there first, and Erica got in there first, pretty much fully buried, and puts lots of pressure on the next thrower. So,
not sure if we want to pop over to the sheet next to us and see what's going on there. That's the last end of the Alberta-Manitoba game, or
we could, I guess our camera person has moved over there, so we'll dual broadcast with Joel and his dad Lowell over there, and we'll keep you up to date with what's going on sheet 7 as well. It's Nova Scotia is up 6-3 on Saskatchewan, playing the 8th end. Saskatchewan does have hammer.
This is a very important shot here on that sheet. They're looking to get another one in there, and
I think right now Nova Scotia is line 2. Looks like. So great game on our sheet. You could definitely tell the competitive juices have cranked up a notch now that we're in the playoff round. So a little bit sorry I missed the semifinals tonight, but I guess I do get to see the medal games tomorrow. So
should be some great games tonight. The teams have been playing phenomenal all week, and
it's a great back and forth game by Alberta and New Brunswick women there. So both teams should be pretty proud of their week here. It's always tough when one team has to lose.
That was a very nice shot on our sheet 7. I'm not sure if you guys can see it there on the live broadcast, but Saskatchewan will be sitting shot now, so Nova Scotia needs to make a stone go away to advance to the women's semifinal.
Yeah, and waiting in the semifinals are the Ontario and the Manitoba women. Not sure who ends up playing who. I think the winner of our game, the New Brunswick, ends up playing on. They play Ontario?
I think it goes to Manitoba.
Okay.
Because Manitoba was second.
Okay. Yeah. Not sure about that one. Yeah. Don't quote us on that one, but
you'll be able to figure all that on the Canada Games website, and we'll maybe try to give you a quick update before we sign off here as well. So
Nova Scotia's last rock here, just trying to hit and make a rock go away. They're cleaning it. There's just an easy clean. There's a hand goes up, and the Nova Scotia fans are up on their feet. So Nova Scotia is off to the semifinal in women's play. So we've got Nova Scotia and New Brunswick moving on to the semifinals against Ontario and Manitoba. Not totally sure of the matchups there. And Newfoundland and Labrador men are off to the semifinal
against Ontario
and BC, and we're just waiting to see. We've got Manitoba and Alberta fighting for that last semifinal spot. Right now, Manitoba is 1 up with hammer, and I think we're at third rocks, it looks like here.
Yeah, Alberta trying to get that center guard up, and Manitoba's not letting them do it.
Yeah. Guess we'll stay here just in case you were on our live stream to save you having to switch over to the other guys until someone gives us the signal to do that. So Alberta's throwing the center guard here.
Weight looks good. They're just trying to sweep it over now. I imagine, yeah, Manitoba's going to run up and peel this one about as quick as they can.
So we've got 2 men's semifinal, 2 women's semifinals tonight. They'll be on the same sheets, 7, 8, 10, and 11, and the TV sheets will be 10 and 11 again. And I think tomorrow morning at 10, the gold medal games are on 10 and 11. The bronze medal games are on 7 and 8. Manitoba third's playing a peel here.
Looks like there's going to be no mistake by it. They're just
nice clean release. Got a little bit of weight on it.
Alberta going to replace the guard. I imagine this is pretty much the play we'll see for the rest of this end until the last stone. And they'll try to wrap one around there.
Yeah, I think you keep throwing that center guard. Manitoba's going to peel right till the end here, I think. And then Alberta's got a choice. They probably go around this tight corner guard if that's the best option, if there's no center guard.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's kind of this is just the waiting game. Hoping you maybe get a miss out of Manitoba, but they seem pretty efficient on their peels.
I'm sure as young as they are, they have been in this scenario before, so it's all about keeping the nerves under control, going through the routine, and one good rock after another here. And
looks like they got another good one. They're going to have to sweep this one a bit. Nope, good throw.
Just focus on your pre-shot routine and try to throw it like it's any other rock. It's not like any other rock. Chance to go to the semifinals at the Winter Games.
Yeah, that's not an opportunity that comes up very often in a curler's career.
Well, most curlers only get one crack at it, I think. So.
Yeah, it's very rare to even get the second crack. It does happen, but
Alberta's going with one last center guard here, and then if that's peeled, I think Skip will have to try to bury around this corner. You can probably get full 8 foot at least, and
yeah,
force
so.
Manitoba into a run back or a draw to the 4 foot for the win.
I almost don't mind taking this across center. Maybe make them think about throwing a different turn at it.
Yeah, and you never know. We haven't been on that sheet. If you cross center, does it all of a sudden start to curl? And Manitoba front end was timing that rock so that they can give Skipper a decent idea of what draw weight is if he needs to throw it on his last one.
Yeah, there's a good chance he might need to, so.
Front end here's keeping the ice nice and clean. Haven't had too many picks this weekend. I think we had one in our game today, and that was about it. So
yeah, they've been pretty good.
Manitoba Skip going through his pre-shot routine.
Throwing it here. Looks like he's
gonna get the classic Manitoba Tucker there.
Looks like he's got a good peel.
Yet. No directional sweeper, so.
Ooh. That might have been the best outcome of everything. Got rid of that. The one thing Alberta could probably hide behind, so they're going to have to play a freeze to a rock.
Manitoba Skip, I think, was apologizing to Alberta there. He said, I wasn't playing that, so. Sometimes the curling gods are looking down on you, so.
Yeah, that's a very good outcome for the Manitoba team. So
Alberta pretty much down to the freeze here, and the good news for Manitoba is he can blast those rocks and doesn't have to save the shooter. He's one up, so pretty much has to be the perfect freeze, I would say, based on how hard he threw that last stone.
Yeah, how hard they can throw it, I don't even know if the perfect freeze will save you. You got to get this as close to frozen as possible. You can maybe afford a little bit of a tap, so sweeper's liking it, it looks like. Might be a bit heavy here.
Haven't watched enough of this game to see if the slide path is getting a little frosty or not. This one's sliding pretty good. Looks like it's going to roll off, and Manitoba's not going to need to throw their last rock. So Manitoba off to the semi. So just quick recap. Nova Scotia and New Brunswick women move into the semi against Ontario and Manitoba. Newfoundland, Labrador, and Manitoba move into the semi against Ontario and BC. And that's it for me for today, but you'll get Andrew back with a new partner, I think, tonight.
7 o'clock, so 7 o'clock Alberta time, and thanks for tuning in, and have a good night.